The SOC is where pressure is real and impact matters. Join the Anti-Siphon Training SOC Summit, free, live-streamed March 25th. Then go deeper with hands-on training March 26th through April 10th. Learn more at antisiphonttraining.com/event/SOC-summit.
I got kind of something. Have I talked about my family organizer program yet? I think I talked about it with Hayden.
I think you did.
Program?
We need to have another chat because I have one that.
What is it
groceries
like
now?
Okay, this could go one of two ways. I'm very. Please elaborate.
Let me throw you my GitHub real quick on this thing. We'll throw it up.
GitHub? What are you, the next Molt book creator?
Nah, dude. I literally got bold. No, yeah, I wish. Dear God. I'll throw it in private chat. I'm not going to throw it in Discord because I don't want... I'm sure there's a key somewhere in there where I'm going to get owned later on.
I'm going to send my agents after it, and I'm going to start adding a bunch of stuff that I want to your to-do list.
I'm fine with that. So I wanted one of those like family organizer, like monitor things for a long time. But all the good ones, you got to pay subscriptions for like the bare minimum of things. And so I've been on leave for 3 weeks now. And my goal was like, all right, I'm watching Hayden destroy me in AI knowledge. So I'm like, I need to catch up and build something. So I built a family organizer program from scratch with all of I've been messing around with all of them. And it pretty much does everything they all do. And I just run it. I run it at home on a Raspberry Pi with a touchscreen monitor, and then have Tailscale installed on it, so I can access it anywhere.
Love it.
We're at like the inflection point where there's so many projects that I see. I'm like $20 a month. I'm not paying for that. But then I'm like, but I really don't want to spend all my time building it either.
Dude, I got this working in 24 hours. I got it up and running.
You don't just have to build it; you have to maintain it. That's the
I don't have to maintain it.
You don't. You definitely.
This doesn't touch the internet. Technically, this doesn't touch the internet. I have it locked down. And
do you have do you have a script that generates a family for you if you don't have one?
It does. It will, and it'll put events on your calendars so you feel those chats.
It'll just be like that image of the guy
just constantly asking for money. It's like
it's like minimum request.
All right, I will admit the thing I am most proud about. So like working in fast food industry, one of the things I always loved is like having an inventory of everything in your house, right? So I have like a grocery list. Once you go grocery shopping, that list, you can import it into your inventory, right? Yeah. You can set low marks and stuff like that. You can look at everything you have in your kitchen. And then if it's low, you can say, hey, add everything that's low to my grocery list. So you can go. Then there's a meal planning functionality that looks at your inventory and you can add recipes to it. And we'll tell you like, hey, here's everything you can make tonight. And I plan on adding like a meal database to it.
We need to talk after this. I built the exact same thing this weekend. Kroger has a public API, bro. I just hooked mine into my Kroger order history. God. I was like, hey, here's my order history.
So you can bulk upload inventory.
I have this thing where Erica, like during the summer, she has her garden. And it's like every time, I hope my mic's a little bit better, but every time I come home, it's like Iron Chef. It's like, so we got like a zucchini and we have beets, which the first thing I do is just throw the beets away. No, I wouldn't do that, but
beets are good for making pink pickled eggs.
But it's kind of like that. It's kind of, I don't know, it's just crazy. So
should we do the show? Should we do the podcast, or should we just? I mean, honestly, this is maybe a more interesting topic to talk about how we can prompt inject Hayden's thing to send him 80 jars of pickled beets.
Hey, it can't order them. I'm aware of the problems. It can't
order them yet. But if I get prompt injection, I can just have it edited.
It doesn't have the API scopes. Don't you dare send me a whole bunch of beets.
Oh, I can send the API scopes anyway. All right. Okay. All right. Roll the finger. Let's go. Hello and welcome to Black Hills Information Security's Talking About News. It's March 16th, 2026. Let's talk about news. There's a lot of it. First of all, Moltbook got acquired. No, I'm just kidding. That's not the most important news. Let's introduce everyone. We've got Haircut Fish, who's our resident meme expert, meme maestro, if you will. Apparently, his real name's Dan. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I don't look like a Dan.
You came into the world and your mom looked at you and was like, haircut fish.
What is the origin story of haircut fish as a username? Is it random? Like, was it like, because that's where, it sounds
pretty much. Yeah, it was something stupid I came up with in high school. I was in the mood for Long John Silver's and walking into the mall where there was a haircut place. Haircut fish was born.
Yeah,
super
nice.
dumb.
I love
that. That's fun. I will say, I also like back in the day when you'd sign up for Xbox Live, it would be like, we don't have a username, we'll generate one. And it was like, it was always verb and then animal. So I was like acting raccoon or whatever, like it was.
They had some good name.
And now you're Corey Ham, which
you
also sounds like an
Rocket?
Xbox username.
I was Rocket Raccoon before it was cool. All right, Hayden, give yourself an intro. What's your fake username? What's your real username?
My real username is Hayden. My social is no.
Wait, your real username is Hayden?
Yeah, I got the original one. Yeah, it cost me a lot of money.
Man.
Don't worry, my OpenClaw bots. They made me so much money this month. They didn't.
No one believes you. DM me your Kroger API key on Reddit or whatever.
I'll send you my Kroger API key. I'll send. I have a Kroger API key. I had a friend who was working outdoors, and he sent me this picture of his lovely flower bed and all that stuff he was doing, and I responded with just a screenshot of the Kroger developers webpage, and I was like, "This is what I'm doing today."
Oh God!
Oh man, we've got Bronwyn, who's currently creating an AI agent to automate her pickling of eggs. Apparently,
Cool.
I do love a pickled egg. Anyway, John's not here. He's here, but he's not here. He's gonna rant later.
He'll be back.
I'm calling it now. We've got Wade. He's looking for investors in his IoT project that he's working on. Everyone knows IoT projects are so hot these days.
Yeah, I'm dropping the link in chat now to his private GitHub repo.
Yeah. I dropped it. It's okay. You can go check it out.
Private.
It's running in containers. It's running in containers, right?
Private.
It's 2 scripts. That's all you got to run. And I just have a back end. I have a backdoor in your computer. Don't worry about it. All right.
Yeah.
I honestly just have Claude Code installed on the Raspberry Pi. When something breaks, I tell it, "Hey, what's wrong? Go fix it." And it does. I'm like, "All right, cool, push."
Pushed it.
So
Done.
kind of like what Amazon did.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you work at Amazon? Are you a level 7 engineer at Amazon?
I can't tell you about that
now.
That's spoiling what's yet to come. So we also have Ralph, who's doing a Rubik's Cube. Ralph, you can get Rubik's Cubes that only have one color, right? That's a nice little hack for you.
Yes. Actually, I looked up some silly projects where they have the automatic solvers, and I was like, oh, I should totally build that. That was one thing I saw. But there's like 900 projects. This one's been solved, by the way.
Well, that remains to be seen. I'm just kidding. We have Troy, lastly, who's our resident threat intel expert, I guess. If you want to, do you want to fight Hayden for that title?
Wow,
or maybe
I don't want that title.
I'm the one who teaches the course.
We can have later we'll do a lightning round where you guys can all answer threat intel questions, and someone who knows nothing about threat intel, will be the judge.
It's like naming the digits of pi, except you go up in the APT numbers and you got to name what country and what they call themselves.
Happy
so many different aliases of the same APT that you know, right?
Oh,
I just wonder if there's like an Xbox room somewhere and all the APTs join it, and it's like, that's your APT name, like Sad Pet of 52. It's like, I wanted to be T-Bone Rocket. It's like, sorry, man.
I still think we should give them really insulting names, because then they won't be incentivized anymore to do crime.
Could you imagine the news? Like, I don't even want to say what I saw, but just like, I don't want to put anything in the swear jar, but
penises today.
I haven't seen the news, but I think John's version is the best. All right, let's get into articles. What do we got? Does anyone have any hot? I mean, there's a lot of hot and spicy articles. I think the biggest one we should probably start with is Stryker. That happened last week. That really it blew my mind when it happened. So for those that don't know, or if you live under a rock, Stryker, Stryker, is a medical devices company. They're kind of like Medtech, I guess. I have a friend who's a surgeon, and he was like, oh God, this is going to be bad. Yeah. Basically, they got compromised by Iranian affiliated or Iranian, associated threat actors. And it appears that they got global admin in their Intune, or global admin in their Entra ID, basically in their cloud, and then deployed a wiper malware, which a wiper malware is just factory resetting all their devices in Intune. So at least that's like, I'm sure the threat intel people have more in-depth write-ups of what that is, but it sounds like petabytes of data have been wiped, which is absolutely crazy, even including people's personal phones. If you were enrolled with the company MDM, it just wiped your phone, which is
literally
like,
worst case scenario.
Brutal,
Like,
worst case scenario. So I mean,
I'm writing software right now to secure your Intune.
Yeah,
some people just want to watch the world burn, Master Bruce.
no.
That's what I.
Well, they
whenever I was
claimed
reading
to
this, it was like,
exfil- yeah, they claim to have exfilled the data too, right? Not just wiped it, but I mean,
A petabyte
I mean,
of
that's
exfilled data,
yeah,
that's a good claim.
I was gonna
That's a
say
lot of
that's
data.
gotta
Well,
be BS.
Petabytes.
Ironically,
What's your
Intune
node
doesn't
bandwidth?
have
12 petabyte? What the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah, no, either they're paying like a nation state level fee on their AWS S3 buckets, or like
or maybe they just took them over.
yeah, maybe. I mean, basically, the way I'm interpreting this is they had access to Intune and a few other places. If you're wondering, like, what can I learn from this as an organization? The biggest thing is just control and limit access to your global admin in Azure. Like, make sure that that's a lot of doomsday keys that have to get turned to reset that kind of stuff in Intune. And you can also apparently rate limit the speed at which devices can be reset. So that's another control
I
you
like
can put
that
in
one.
place.
Yeah.
There was a pretty interesting write-up that someone sent me that has kind of some detection engineering packs and things you can do for
Did it have
detecting
the
it.
for how they got into their Intune, right? Or is it just they got administrator on Microsoft and guess what?
That's a good question. I'm assuming they got global admin, but I don't think that's answered. Maybe I'm wrong. I guess Troy, Wade, Hayden, like, is initial access nailed down? We're assuming phishing or vishing, right? But we don't know.
I mean, the Krebs
I haven't
article
seen
doesn't
anything
say,
yet.
but it's got to be like phishing.
I haven't
Phishing
seen
or
anything.
vishing? That's all I can think of.
So
One
is
of
the
the big-
solution not to use cloud?
The big thing I saw, I don't know why this was mentioned so much, but was because Stryker bought a medical device chair, like bed company in Israel. And that was like the first thing that stood out to me. But because Iran is always going to target Israel, right? But seeing that, I was like, okay, did they pivot from that company into the greater company? Because during any type of merger, there's a bunch of crazy stuff that can happen.
Well,
And usually,
okay,
there's
but
one
this
or
also
two.
like this gets into like I haven't seen anybody that's come in with like an article of how initial attack vector was. It's possible they don't even know. And one of the problems I have, especially with companies that you get to a certain size, and we talk about this a lot with continuous pen testing and standard pen testing, is it's much easier to break into a larger corporation than it is like a small one of like 100, 150 employees. And it's just your attack surface is just so much larger. There's so many opportunities for social engineering. There's so much like the attack space for SaaS products and API keys being bled out through the cloud. There's also a much larger attack surface. And Corey, I wanted you to talk about this a little bit. As soon as you start implementing InfoStealer logs and you start going in like breach databases, your likelihood of having the creds or API keys or session tokens all of a sudden starts growing up dramatically once you start getting past like 10, 15,000 people.
I mean, I would say if it was InfoStealers, this would be like the world record InfoStealer. It would be like like literally disbelief levels would be so high.
No,
because
I mean for initial access, getting one account. One account, not all of them all in one shot. I'm just talking about the initial crack the door open, get into the environment. Because once you get into a lot of these environments with valid creds, if we go back to, if we go into like Bo's tool, right, where we're looking at Graph Runner, once you're in, like the ability and the amount of options to start moving laterally in cloud infrastructure is just so vast and much harder to stack.
Honestly, if I had to guess, I would guess they just vished or help desk SE'd a super high level admin. That would be my guess. Like I bet you they just went after a super high level admin. That one guy who like lives in the basement, doesn't have any controls on his account because he's super aggressive. Like
Everyone hates them.
Yeah, basically like the guy who set up the Entra ID tenant and like still has global admin even though he shouldn't, but everyone's afraid to take it away. That's my guess. Like, I don't know if that's true, but typically when we see a compromise happen this quickly, it happens from a privileged user. That's the initial access vector, is like a privileged user just gives up their Azure, and there's no PIM. Like that one individual is just an privileged user and can do everything. That's my guess, but I mean that's total speculation.
We're missing out on one thing here. How did they get 20 petabytes of hard drive space in this?
They didn't. There's no way that can't be true.
That is all made up.
In this economy, no way.
Dude, the S3 cost on like 12 petabytes is something like $264,000 a month, right? And that just assumes that you have the time to get that in there, right? Like, you might as well buy a semi truck, load it with hard drives. That's the fastest way you're going to get into an AWS.
And no one noticed it leaving. It's like,
yeah,
the internet's running slow. I don't know what's going on here.
A Fast and the Furious type or something, right? With semi trucks and hard drives, and Dom's gonna come out and yell family.
Exactly. Honestly, that would be if they came out with a new Fast and Furious to mirror the other one. They'd be stealing hard drives, not VHS.
That is so true. That is so true. It would be like GPUs, dude.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean,
GPUs
basically, yeah. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, the last meme before we move on will be like, "Sir, we've had a AWS snowball delivery request to Iran, Iran or whatever." It's like,
Iran, yeah.
Should we deliver this? No, I don't think we should. High risk environment there. But I will say, I think this is about as close as it gets to like a cyber missile strike, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I mean, they said it was retaliation for one, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if they had a list and they were like, "Here's 20 people that we all hate, and let's go see if we can hack one of them," right? Because there's no way that they were just like,
I bet you they had access.
Yeah,
I bet you they already had it.
You think they already had access? We're just holding on to it.
Yes, that's my personal belief. It's like they're basically just. I mean, they're state-sponsored actors. They're always hacking. That's their job. Then they're like, "Oh, we're getting actual kinetic. Let's go. Let's just nuke it." That's my guess.
Okay.
I was able to find Recorded Futures put something out today. It said the Cisco Talos incident responders said that it was hundreds of leaked Stryker credentials on the dark web that they used, and then they were just using living off the land techniques to get widespread. So
we've never heard this before. This is new.
So one of the things, kind of like moving past Stryker, we have Verifone was hit, Eminet, PassGuard was hit, Israeli transportation and logistics, number of things as far as infrastructure, and then a whole bunch of universities were hit, Israeli journalists and academics as well. The reason why I'm bringing this part up is cyberside seems to have been pretty light. I thought the amount of cyber retaliation from Iran would be a lot worse. And I wanted to get especially like Wade and Connor's, or Wade and Hayden's, Wade and Hayden's opinions on this. Why? Why has this not been worse from a cyber perspective than it has been so far? Is it because A, it's a tough nut to crack? Is it B, they're waiting and they're going to try to like stretch this out, or is there something else that I'm missing?
I don't think they're waiting. I think they're going.
This is it,
full bore right now.
Yeah.
I think this is.
I was about to say I don't know if they have like I don't know a whole lot about their internal organizational structure, obviously, but I wouldn't sort of pick them as one of the ones to like hold a ton of access back and sit on it for however long. Like I would expect they get something and they go for it. Is how I would kind of imagine that. So
the other possibility. By the way, we just coined a new person. It's Wade and Hayden.
Wade and Hayden.
That's fine.
And
Wade good luck merging that Git branch.
Roy. But so the other possibility is in the opening salvos of this attack, I wonder if they actually did hit some of their cyber offensive capabilities as well.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt. 5,000 targets were hit. I mean, there's even like unverified tweets talking specifically about
from
that.
what I was told.
There's also talk about hitting satellite. Like they're trying to gain access to satellite infrastructure as well, like the Iranians, because of that. I thought I saw something where there was attempts at like Starlink and other satellite infrastructure. So they probably did get hit from a backbone perspective of what they can access.
And it could also be
think
like,
there's a lot more targets hit with that aren't saying anything from what I've
heard.
That's a good point.
Okay, so that's funny. I did read there was a Reddit like of the cybersecurity subreddit. There was someone that's like, "This is beautiful. every hack that happens from like the next few weeks, we could just blame on Iran. And the CDAS shows are like,
they got their reputation really came from like Saudi Aramco. Remember, we're like when that hack happened, and then the casino after that, it was like, wow, like, and then anytime I remember during the first Trump administration when the general got taken out, like the previous organization I was working at, we were kind of in the defense space, like everybody was freaking out, like they were going to retaliate and start like going after, because that's where they got notorious from those hacks, and those weren't like small little hacks, right, that they pulled off.
Yeah, they were pretty technically advanced. That's one of the reasons why I would absolutely see it as the first wave of strikes going after their cyber capability.
I don't think first wave, but second wave. I mean, again, it seems
5,
like
5,000 in first wave. Oof.
Yeah. Basically, that seems to be the general assumption, is that if you have 5,000 targets, one of those is going to be the one with the highest bandwidth uplink or whatever, right? Like, just go simple.
And there's also like a whole attribute of this of if that happens, right? We're just stacking a bunch of what ifs on what ifs, which means it's all bullshit. But if they did take out the cyber attack infrastructure in Iran in the first or second wave, okay, if that did happen, that also tells me something, that they didn't need that infrastructure from an intel perspective. That tells me that they had some other capability where they were already inside of the comms, that they just didn't need to be riding on top of the comms of people that probably got hit first or second wave. So like I said, this is, for me, the news story is the cyber attacks haven't been as bad as they could have and should have been. And what does that mean? Because either A, they're standing back, or B, they were absolutely destroyed in the first couple of waves. So
what about vice versa though? Iran. We haven't heard of any cyber attacks happening inside their local networks. Like,
I doubt they
as much as we see.
Okay, no, that's not true. That's not true. Because remember, there was a lot of news stories that were talking about Iranian intelligence being able to pull together that the Ayatollah and all the top people were at a specific location. They were hacking traffic cameras. They were pulling in multiple intel sources to make sure that whenever they were striking, that they were going to hit as many of the high-ranking officials as possible. Now, all that being said, they clearly missed that there was an elementary school that hadn't been used for military purposes for almost a decade. So your mileage may vary in that situation. Yikes. But there were a lot of stories about the level of intelligence that, by the way, that train, not me. That's not my location. There was a lot of stories talking about the level of cyber that was used specifically for Israel being able to pull together that all of these people were going to be together at one place at one time.
I'll clearly state
how much of that though was because of Russian intelligence helping with that
to go to Israel or Iran
against Iran.
I haven't read anything as far as Russia and intelligence against Iran. I have heard nothing about that, so it doesn't mean that I just have missed it, I suppose.
The theory behind that is that if with Iran blocking the straits, that oil is going to not be able to flow as quickly.
That makes sense.
Well, we already lessened sanctions on Russia.
We've already seen that
happen.
So then the sanctions are loosened on Russia, so oil can come from Russia.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, the old classic.
I guess, right.
All right, that's probably enough geopolitical posturing before we all back ourselves into a fake poli-sci degree over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you calling fake, man?
We can talk about Wade's household management tool again.
No, we're going to talk. You give us the documentation for your Kroger API tool,
so we can hack it so hard.
We're holding that ransom.
If you want to build me a Kroger card, I'll order it.
Nah, I
don't think so.
Not worth it. So let's talk about the McKinsey thing. Do you guys want to talk about that? It seemed pretty high profile. It's kind of it's not. So this is nothing crazy, but this is, I would say, a current trend in cybersecurity. We're seeing threat actors going after traditional vulnerabilities with, AI, basically using agentic AI. But this one's extra spicy because it also incorporates going against AI at the same time. So basically, McKinsey, I think McKinsey, I don't even know what they are. What is McKinsey? Is
that the consulting company?
Consulting? They're like Big Four, but not.
Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Big Four, but not. Basically, they had this exposed AI agent. They had an internal AI platform that they have 43,000 employees apparently. Holy crap! And
have a payroll.
This is like basically this story has played out in a lot of companies, and so it's representative of the way things are. They built an internal portal. It's internal, so it doesn't have to be secure. And
it doesn't even need a pen test.
No, it doesn't even need a pen test. And basically exposed the chat bot, and also, long story short, there were traditional vulnerabilities. The cool thing from a web app perspective is that the injection vector was actually the JSON key value, not the key, not the value, if that makes sense. So like would fly under the radar of most traditional scanners. But once they injected, it was like SQL injection, and then they convinced the AI to give out its system prompt, and then basically they ended up compromising the AI platform itself, which gave them all the prompts, which, as we know, no one would ever put anything sensitive into an AI prompt, of course. No one does that. I'm sure that led to a huge, I mean, this is like a research write-up, right? Like, so I'm assuming they like were allowed to write this up, but I think it's like this story is playing out across all this story is playing out most big companies. They're like, we need an internal AI portal so that someone can ask where their HR thing is, and we can give them a good answer. And we're going to skip all the security stuff and just roll it, like not even use Claude to build it because we don't have that yet.
Okay, wait a minute.
It's really scary about this.
In reading this article, the chatbot Lily had been sitting in production for over 2 years.
Yeah. They built this pre-AI. They basically built this pre-Opus 4.6. It was
exactly.
It was like either the old version of vibe coding that was way less secure, or it was just built by hand because it was like an executive saying, "Hey, we need an AI tool," and then they just built it the old way, so to speak.
How could you build software by hand? I don't understand.
It's not possible. You can't do it.
What?
Been doing it for decades.
In the before times.
Okay.
They were called punch cards.
Really? I remember those.
What's that?
Use them.
That's how they programmed by hand.
Well, dude, what's so scary about all of this is like you hire these sorts of consulting companies when you are, like the titans are the ones hiring these sorts of consulting companies, and you probably pay them a stupid amount of money to come in and do whatever it is they're doing. And so when you look at like what they claim to have access to from hacking this chatbot, it's 46.5 million messages, 728,000 files from like all of these potentially very sensitive discussions around these massive companies. So, a lot of the, biggest companies in the world, I imagine, would have worked with many of these consulting companies in many ways. And so it's just very scary to wonder, like, what is lurking within that context. It's just,
dude, that's so bad. There's also the fact that how many companies paid McKinsey to set this up for them? Like at their own version of this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so putting my hat on, I own a security company. Did you guys look at the disclosure timeline for this thing?
Yeah, it's pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
It's not great.
I understand that McKinsey has a bug bounty program, but they went from like February 28th to March 9th was the public disclosure. And
let's just say negotiations went south pretty quick. Reading between the lines,
it says that they patched everything on the 2nd, and this whole timeline just really. So that the stuff that we've been working on with Microsoft that Matthew's been working on, Corey.
Yeah.
So he just sent an email to me, and we've been working with Microsoft to try to disclose something that we think is pretty bad, and we started out in October. Corey, if I'm remembering correctly?
Something like that. September 30th, actually.
Yeah, wow. So we've been sitting on this. We've been coordinating with them. They flat out are ignoring us. And now we're sitting there and handwriting. It's like, oh gosh, should we go public with this? And we're talking months and months and months on something, right? With this, it was literally like a couple of weeks. And now it's like, how we hacked McKinsey. There's nothing that looks, and I could be wrong. They probably do just fine. Well. But there's nothing like, I want to hire these guys to come into my company. It also gets to like, bug bounty programs. They're associated with HackerOne on this as well. But good night. Like
this
there's
is very
no
much an ad.
disclosure.
This is very much an ad, John.
Yes.
Like this company is brand new.
No question.
The domain,
Yeah.
the domain for this company is less than 30 days. I know that because I block domains that are less than 30 days old.
Do you think McKinsey owns CodeWall?
Yeah,
That would be so crazy.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Right?
Well, we know
goodness.
that CodeWall owned McKenzie.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow. I don't know if
That's
that's a
pretty
burn
good.
or they're just getting paid.
Hi,
twice.
YouTube.
So
Yeah.
anyway, I was just gonna say you can tell this was an ad. This was, and it was exactly what they're selling, right? We have AI
which-
that can hack other companies.
Dude,
Which,
if you
by the
go
way,
to-
that's what every
look,
pen test company is
if you
selling
go
is a
to
pen
any
test.
company, if you go to any company and their about us is called the manifesto, like, oh my god, really?
You're like a burger
Abandoned
restaurant
ship,
or like
abandoned ship.
I'm
there-
not saying that you shouldn't have ads or try to talk about how cool your stuff is. I'm not trying to like knock on that. I just think it's a little skeezy the way they did it, right?
Yeah.
By making some big hack on their thing, to kind of expose that.
I mean,
This
if
is
you
really
look at their timeline, like they report it, right? And then they say that they acknowledge it. And then the same day, McKinsey says they patched all the endpoints, take the development offline, and then block their API documentation. They waited 7 days and then immediately published this. So they got very pissy about the response and I guess decided, well, I guess we're done talking, and decided to publish it. And almost to like, the point of, it sounds like the consensus that this was an ad. They were like, this is the perfect opportunity for us to drop a pretty good ad now.
Well, so there's
And
another
here
one
we
too.
are.
They have the only thing they have on their site is just like blog disclosures. There's another one,
2 blocks.
Jack and
2
Jill.
blocks.
Yes, 2 blogs, excuse me, where they do the exact same thing, right? This is just like, I don't.
I mean, it's not great. I mean, I will say it is par for the course. I mean, this company supposedly on LinkedIn says 2 to 10 employees. So it's just 2 bug bounty hunters who are like, let's go.
It's one guy and 30 agents. Okay.
Yeah.
One of them is an open call bot.
30
It's
agents
not
count as
wrong.
one person? Is that what we're going for now?
Is that the ratio? Yeah, I mean,
But this brings up, like, AI is beautiful for pen testing because our whole, like, everything we do is breaking shit. So it's not like building resilient systems and all that. It's like, I got a whole bunch of agents that broke this. It's like, yeah, that's what we do, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Not
All
all of us.
Yeah.
There's some good
I mean,
companies.
Well, and these days we don't even need to break it ourselves. We can just have an AI do it for us.
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, it's a 2-edged sword, though.
Oh,
For the
yeah.
companies, I mean, I definitely think for the companies who spun up their own, like we've even seen this for our clients, which, I'm obviously McKinsey in this case is not a client, but we've seen a lot of companies spinning up their own AI tools internally that are not secure. It's like a common trend, especially because most of them were built before there was like vibe coding as we know it today, which is a lot better. So yeah, let's move into the Amazon stuff.
Bronwyn shared the exact article I was about to mention too.
Yeah. Let's move into
Great
the Amazon
minds,
stuff.
Hayden. Great
So,
minds.
The crazy thing about this, and I can't actually read this article because I don't subscribe to the Financial Times, which is
Ditto.
just tells you that I'm poor.
You got
But yeah, basically, the article is basically confirmation that Amazon, at some point in the past, had an outage that was caused by an autonomous AI agent making a decision on its own
there was
that
2.
led to an
Wasn't there
outage.
You needed
2 outages?
confirmation for this?
2 outages.
Well,
Yes,
we wanted it to be public confirmation, right? I mean, we speculated. There was one. What was it? There were 2 agents that were upgrading or updating DNS records that brought a whole bunch of shit down. And it's like, okay, we know that's one.
Well,
And then
the
here's the
really
other one.
fun
Wait,
one is it said they suffered a 13-hour outage to a cost calculator in December because the engineers apparently allowed their Kiro AI to make changes. And the AI decided that the best way to fix whatever problem they were having was to delete and recreate the environment. So it was basically like, hey, this is so busted, we're getting rid of it and building it again. Which, I mean, if that's not production, okay.
Everybody has to go back and rewatch all of Silicon Valley.
I was going to say this is
series.
literally the. I was going to say this is
No!
literally the.
Don't make me, John!
The son of Anton, where it's like, well, we told Son of Anton to go through and remove all security bugs, and technically the most efficient way to remove security bugs is to delete all the code.
Did someone order like a lot of meat, like a lot of meat. I told Antoine to solve the food problem, and I guess that's one way to do it.
Yeah,
I mean,
we were gonna have for lunch.
So okay, like on a real level though, they have appeared. This is groundbreaking. Here's what they've decided to do: require a senior engineer to review the change before it rolls into production. Now that means they're gonna have to unfire all 16,000 of those people they laid off, right? Maybe.
At least 6,000. You know.
Yeah. I mean, it is crazy to be like the CEO and getting, pulled back and forth between like, all right, we're firing all the senior engineers, we're replacing them with AI. Okay, we're hiring all the senior engineers back because the AI decided to just make production breaking changes. Like, how can you walk this line? I don't understand how you can be this short-sighted, but here we are.
I mean, it's just you have all these cost-cutting opportunities in front of you, and you see all these other businesses doing it. You have to do it from, that mindset. If you are not doing it, your stock will plummet because everybody else is doing it. Why aren't you doing it?
They don't have to do it.
They have to from the market perspective, though. They shouldn't.
They don't.
That's
just it. I was just reading an article over the weekend that was talking about Japanese businesses that have been around for hundreds of years, if not over 1,000. And their approach is entirely different. They don't worry about making a profit in the next quarter. They look at how do we make this company continue for the next 100 years, for the next 2 or 3 generations.
There's one big thing Bronwyn's forgetting.
Impossible.
Yes. Japan has honor.
Right. Exactly.
Right? Like, dude, it's safe to say that, but that's exactly what it is. Like, they actually like
true.
Right?
Okay, they're. I mean, okay. Amazon
That's
is.
I'm moving to Japan.
Amazon is like kind of the stand-in for like anarcho-capitalism in a lot of ways, and so like arguably, their goal is to produce shareholder value, not to provide a service that's going to be around for 200 years.
Yeah, and the goal of any company is to do just that.
No, that's not true.
No,
the goal of a company,
the goal of a C Corp.
Correct.
Specifically shareholders. That's it.
Yes. Correct.
But,
yeah.
But,
and guess who's a C Corp?
I'm just going to throw some friends of mine. Like I've had a lot of conversations with Matsui, right, over the years. And we also have other companies in Japan that are customers of ours. And it truly is where they are looking, like they don't want to just churn and burn. They want to look at companies that can be profitable for 10, 15 years, right? That's at least that's Matsui's investment portfolio and what they're looking for, right? And it makes it a lot easier to try to work with said companies. And I agree, like if we're looking at Amazon, like people that we've talked to that have worked at Amazon, a lot of them are running around like their hair is on fire because they're constantly changing, adding in new technologies, building new things up. It's like the move fast and break things idea in Silicon Valley that started at Facebook. I'm sure that makes sense as you're a young, scrappy startup. But when you're one of the largest companies in the world, that move fast and break things becomes catastrophically dangerous. And AI helps you with that process, not in a good way, but it facilitates breaking things and moving fast.
Because that article says it one of the changes took down their shopping app for 6 hours. Can you imagine how much potential revenue they lost in 6 hours of that outage? That is insane.
I will say, though, it could have also improved things to make up for that. You never know.
It literally forced Jeff Bezos to wait 15 minutes between flushing his toilet on his yacht at some point.
Well, do you think that guy cares at all about firing people? He is looking at if I fire enough people, how many points is our stock going to go up? That's why to him, he has to do it because it's a no-brainer.
More in interest per minute.
All right, let's move on. We're kind of just circling the drain.
Let's move on. And that's my fault. Poli-sci major.
If you want to,
it's okay.
If you want to debate capitalism versus communism, there's probably a chat for that on our Discord.
Clearly, they're the only two options, Corey. It's pure capitalism or pure communism. There's nothing in between.
Where's the live in the woods option?
Listen, an invisible hand is telling us all to shut up.
Amen, Hayden.
Do you want Stalin or do you want slavery? Pick. They end up in the same place. Spoiler.
I want Slayer.
I want Slayer. Yeah.
On that note, let's talk about the complete opposite end of the spectrum of company maturity, which is that apparently Moltbook, the AI generated by AI,
Can you stay out of the news for like 2 seconds? Like
the AI Moltbook is an AI generated platform for AIs to be social with each other, and somehow that got rolled into a company that got acquired by Meta.
Yeah.
By
so the
OpenAI again.
Yeah. TLDR. Meta just picks up.
I cannot believe this.
I can't make this up.
It is insane. I mean, okay, I don't know how much. It doesn't say how much. Like, it's not clear.
No, they didn't acquire. They just acquired the person who was running it. That's it.
No. Well, oh, really?
No.
Yeah, because I don't think there's any like actual IP. Like they didn't like. It wasn't like bribe. Like I don't think they had this as like a registered trademark.
Well,
I mean,
okay. So I
specifically says they acquired Moltbook.
Okay.
Okay, you're right though, Ralph. Ralph's right. Reading between the lines, it specifically says the Moltbook team joining MSL, which is Meta Superintelligence Labs. It's just
so they're copying OpenAI.
Dude, Moltbook CEO. If this is your job title, you've done something in life. Moltbook CEO Matt Schlitt and COO Ben Parr, two guys who could not imagine anything other than GitHub stars 2 weeks ago, are now being acquired, or I mean, yeah, it's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, it's got to be OpenAI hires, what's his name, Peter or something.
Yeah, the guy who made OpenClaw.
And so Facebook's like, hold on a minute, why didn't we do that? And they're like, we got a better one. We'll go get the guys that made this whole lobster
AI
Facebook page.
Peter Steinberger was hired by OpenAI's Sam Altman last month.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
correct.
Meta's just following suit.
Yeah,
like, hey, we want a lobster guy too. Let's get him.
Yeah.
So
Everybody needs a lobster guy.
I read all the Wikipedia articles about AI, and I do nothing but like regurgitate these words incorrectly in an interview. Can I make like one of these like 9-figure jobs in Silicon Valley? Because it seems like that could be a whole other business unit. It's like BHIS made this much from this, but John's now over here at Facebook, and he's making as much as the entire company. It sounds like a good gig.
Hayden and I will write a bot later that will just scrape all of our podcasts, and if there's an idea for a business, it's just going to go off and make it. We'll probably be done. But
okay, so
what is that joke? Where apparently Claude, by the way, the next 2 weeks has like double usage in off hours and on weekends. So I did spend like 14 hours on Sunday doing things with it. Unrelated.
You're an addict, dude. You have a problem. You need to go to Claude's Anonymous.
There is a joke online. There is a joke online.
Agent to help you.
You probably could. There's a joke online that's pretty consistently come up where it's like, hey, AI is coming for everything. You have 6 months to escape the permanent like lower class. So go start a company right now, or you're forever going to be poor. Like that's a joke, but also I could see how some people could like almost panic buy into that. And then now with Claude doubling the usage, everybody's like, well, they're trying to help you get out of that permanent underclass. You got to go build some things.
You got to get out.
You got to go build some.
And this is why I built my family organizer. Go to it right now.
Yeah.
Please don't
Go to
www.
This podcast is just going to to become shameless self-promotion of
over and over again.
I will be an angel investor for Wade and Hayden.
Oh my goodness.
Well, to your credit there, Wade, they did update the terms of service for in Meta, where you are responsible for all your AI's actions and omissions.
Ooh.
That's why I don't use Llama. All right.
By the way, there's already a Silicon Valley like reference that explains what that life would actually be like. You know how Big Head just gets hired and he doesn't have a job because his position gets eliminated?
Yeah.
That's where these guys end up. There's no way that they're going to get pull at.
They got paid to do nothing, though. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I mean, they made
is that the Peter principle, though? You know, they've gotten promoted to their level of.
Big Head was a little bit more than the Peter principle. I'm just going to go back and rewatch that series. I can't remember.
It's amazing.
Everything.
It's amazing.
All right. So
if you think
on the
about...
topic, okay, go ahead. I was going to segue.
I was going to say on Bronwyn's point about the Peter thing with OpenAI, that is a move from them to capitalize on Anthropic's mess up. So Anthropic said you cannot use our tools with other services, which means OpenClaw. Meaning, if you use Anthropic, potentially probably the best model right now with your OpenClaw stuff, they could just permanently ban your account. And if they detect, other devices that are connected to it, you could just totally hose yourself. So OpenAI brings over the OpenClaw guy and explicitly says, hey, you can use our services for whatever you want. And so I wonder if it was almost like a PR play on their front, just see how many users they could steal or how
your
much
kill
weight they
bots.
could put behind it. Yeah, exactly.
I think in the Claude example, they were specifically talking about tokens. So they weren't saying you couldn't use it. They were just saying you had to pay the API price.
Right. You have to pay the API
cost. Your ultra package, which they heavily subsidize the token rate. So I think that's what they were talking about.
Exactly. And I asked my agent, like, hey, what would our usage be like on API? And it was like, about 20 to 30,000 a month. And I was like, cool. So I guess I'm not able to do this anymore unless I switch to ChatGPT.
So I'll give you my one thing. I asked ChatGPT to create a new C2 for me. This is a fun project. It's also called Cloud Bolt Strike, which is going to be amazing.
Wow, sounds really advanced.
I can't wait for the AI generation of that.
Real subtle.
I was just gonna say my only point was that as soon as you ask OpenAI, it's like hell no, won't do it. But you ask Claude, it's like hold on to my beer, buddy. I'm ready.
Yeah. So real quick, while we're on the topic of Meta, let's basically this is an interesting one. So Meta, I can't think of a secondary motive for this, but they have announced that they're going to discontinue support for end-to-end encrypted chats. This is kind of a loss for privacy people. So this is something that they rolled out years ago in both Facebook Messenger and Instagram. Apparently, Instagram DMs. I did not know this had end-to-end encrypted. Like, I didn't even know that was a feature.
I think they're using Signal on the back end or something like they're using.
I mean, they're getting rid of it because the government asked for a backdoor, or because they want to mine the data. Because I don't know. Who knows?
Oh no, it's the kids. Look.
Oh, it saved the
kids.
It's
the kids, dude.
Yeah. Who could have predicted this?
I couldn't have predicted.
I will say on Instagram, I do think I'm not like a big social media person by any stretch, but I do think just looking at the public discourse, it appears that most social media companies think the biggest threat is public sentiment about how unhealthy they are. Like if you look at the ads for TikTok that rolled during like the Olympics or during the Super Bowl, it was all like TikTok you can have tons of control over it for your teenagers. Like, and then Instagram rolled out like teen accounts, and Discord's rolling out teen accounts. Either this is regulatory, like the government, they know the government's coming for them because of the whole laws around age verification, whatever, or they're just worried about public perception of parents or whoever's the decision maker deciding that social media is bad for their kid and taking it away. So like, it seems like this could maybe be a push towards that, of just letting them monitor people better. And, that's kind of their whole business model, to be fair.
I mean, that could be an excuse. It almost definitely is, because the advertising company wants more data to advertise off of. And so end to end is always going to be like, even if it's a government thing where they say we want a backdoor, like, oh no, that sucks. Sorry guys, we got to put a backdoor in, and then they can mine all your chats. So expect the DOS update soon too.
I think there's a lot of, it's maybe not just the US, but there's a lot of countries that have been basically forcing these social media platforms to get more aggressive with age restrictions. So I think it's probably that, Corey, like what you were saying is they're probably just advertising to the parents and other folks. Of, oh, look at what we're doing. We're helping the children. And
we can't handle regular privacy. How are we going to handle privacy against dealing with children?
We've seen it with Australia, right? How Australia banned kids, I believe, under 16 doing social media, and then that's starting to go everywhere. Which I hate to say it, I'm a big fan
with that attitude. I'll tell you that.
I'm not investing in your startup.
We can get there with this attitude.
Cool.
Courtesy of the EFF. Watch your mail.
Yeah. So I guess just to clarify and wrap up the story, it is there also, I doubt this was used by that many people. This is kind of a niche feature on Instagram specifically, and apparently Messenger still has it. So for now, there is still an end-to-end encrypted chat on Meta. How long that'll last? I mean, if it were me, I'd be like, let's move to a different chat. Clearly the writing's on the wall here. This isn't going to last forever, I think, but we'll see.
I mean, a chat I realized recently, not Discord DMs, but apparently Discord voice channels or voice calls, specific ones are end-to-end encrypted by default, apparently is just a thing, which I mean, I guess so. But
if you're calling from a skiff, is it end-to-end encrypted? Is that how it works?
I think if you use Discord in a skiff, you get fired.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
He just left.
Yeah, I dropped my pen.
There's
really?
also,
So
there's not really an article for this, but basically there's some Reddit type researchers that are essentially uncovering a conspiracy that Facebook or Meta is lobbying for age verification laws and is like they're the ones behind it. Like, who knows how true any of that is, but basically it's, we'll see. Stay tuned.
I've got to be honest with all this stuff. It's like, what's the most evil thing that we can ascribe this to? And it's like, that's probably pretty close. Like, how are they going to make more money off? So,
yeah.
Right.
On a different note, in Europe, they passed this thing called chat control that apparently basically blocks mass surveillance of their, messages. So there's that. But anyway. What else we got? Anyone have any articles they want to talk about before? I know we're kind of close on time. So what are people? What's on your mind, John? You got a good rant for us?
I've got no rants, man. I've been like last week. It was bad. I don't know if you guys saw the picture from Steve, but like I literally was screwing like through the wall to get my internet up before the show. Got it up, so I'm happy about that. But it's been a good week. I don't have, everything seems to be going okay.
All right, well, then it's time for the threat intel analyst competition. No, I'm just kidding.
And now we're going to have tryouts. So
tryouts. All of you can also have a job, even though all of you already have a job. Yeah.
Did you see Michelin had a breach?
Dude, did I get my star? Did I get my star?
That's exactly where I was going to go with it. I was
That's
like, do you think the star information got released? Like,
yes,
like the reviews, like the back
the
end
reviews,
data?
who they
It's
are, right?
Oh, the bathroom
someone tried
was
to get a
very
star.
stinky.
So,
Like, bro, I can't get this star. Let me just hack it.
I had something really cool that it's actually not like it came out last month, but Cisco Talos, here, I'll throw it in the chat there.
That's cool.
This Dodor malware. So I've been talking about this technique since I've been teaching my class about how DNS can use like case sensitivity in the character sets of the DNS record. So what these threat actors were doing in this malware, and really what I kind of talk about in my class is really how you can use it for like covert channeling. But they're not doing that here. But essentially, they're just toggling the capitalization of the case sensitivity of the DNS record for a different reason in this article, right? Like, I mean, for their tactics here, what I was kind of like you can kind of use this, which is a really pretty interesting technique that DNS supports because it's a chain protocol. Like all the DNS resolvers will keep the case sensitivity of the record as you query it. So you could do base64, you could do stuff like that, but you could also like treat like lowercase characters as like zeros and uppercase characters as ones, and kind of just keep the same root like domain. So you're not changing the FQDN, but you're toggling the case sensitivity of the DNS record, which is totally supported by DNS. But I've never seen it in the wild before until this article like came out last month. And I saw
the throughput should be enough. If you need to exfiltrate 20 petabytes, it should take between 50 to 80 billion years.
No, you're absolutely right. From a pure like data exfiltration perspective, you're right. But think about it like the Sunburst malware from SolarWinds, right? They were essentially, the malware like slept for 2 weeks and then did some internal reconnaissance and then did CNAME DNS resolutions with an encoded value in the DNS record to say, this is what the environment I'm in. I'm waiting for the next command, right? So think of it as like a malware could essentially like toggle the case sensitivity of the character set to let the operators know like what stage the malware is in and kind of inform that back, right? So without actually changing the actual FQDN itself.
I see, and that stuff is so cool. Like looking for different C2 channels, because it kind of reminds me. Of course, you got DNS Cat 2 by Ron Bose, but like the old covert TCP days where you're exfiltrating things out of like IP ID and initial sequence numbers. That's
what really sucks about this for Zeek is Zeek lowercases the entire record when they entry in the DNS log. So it removes the case sensitivity, like it lowercases the case sensitivity of the record, and it puts it in the DNS log. Now,
and they do that specifically for compression, right? Like they're trying to make it so it's like to reduce file size, if I remember correctly.
Yes, they do some silly stuff for various reasons, but yeah.
Somebody needs to patch that.
I do like, Troy, that you took the challenge seriously and you actually tried to do it.
Troy, you did. You won.
Not that I'm promoting
Troy
my class
wins.
or anything like in a couple of weeks, but I actually do teach the students how to write a custom Zeek script to actually get that value out and put it in your DNS logs.
All right, Troy, give us your plug.
Right.
This is the perfect time. What are you doing later this week or later this month that we need to know about?
So next week, I believe we have our SOC Summit. We have a bunch of folks here that are actually going to be presenting. I'm going to be presenting a introductory talk on getting started with Yara, detecting malware with Yara rules. And then after that, I'm going to be teaching my network forensics class March 30th and 31st.
Nice. And then Dan, you're also doing some stuff as well?
Yes. So next week I will be speaking at the SOC Summit as well on Sigma rules. We're going to go over what they are, how they can benefit, and we should be creating one by the end. And then the week after that, on the first, I will have a talk on soft skills, SOC tickets, and how to create them that are not only helping you, but also helping clients understand what you're trying to get across.
Nice. That's awesome. And then I'm assuming Wade, Hayden, does anyone else have anything else?
My talk is on why Sigma rules suck and why not to use them.
And my talk is Sigma and Yara are dog shit and why you should use them. So it should be
why
a really
you
good
should use Sentinel instead.
They suck, and that's why you should use the
replace
BHIS SOC.
Yeah.
We'll use them for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. We use AI in a single pane of glass and magic.
And it will solve all of those issues. It just won't solve the tokens.
Wade, you do have a talk though, right?
Yeah, mine's like augmenting detection engineering and like how using your current practices in order to use AI to make yourself better detection engineering.
Nice.
I'm doing some stuff in May too. You guys are doing it right now. It's the same.
Not
it's
as flashy as Sigma rules, but
it's not as flashy as Sigma rules. Not at all.
Dan with his top hat and monocle.
I have another talk in May that I'm doing though that I just came up with the idea for it, and it's how to read the news better as for security, right?
Dude, I need to
look
go to
for-
this talk.
We need that. Everybody
that's my
on this
SOC Summit talk.
podcast should do
Is
that.
that, well, no, your SOC Summit talks like intelligence.
close.
It's similar to intelligence, but it's like to look for biases, to understand what biases are out there.
Okay.
To like track back the news article to the source, right? A lot of
I
times
do
when
like
you read
that.
these articles, it's
Why does it
Security
always
News
go back
Weekly.
to Russia? I don't know.
I don't know.
I gotta say, like, I mean, it seems like we really do need to have like a CTI threat analyst like Thunderdome scenario. We have so many heavy hitters on this podcast.
My talk is literally how to take CTI and turn it into detection.
We can
I feel
that is what my
so
SOC Summit
out-
talk is.
I'm just like, I can pen test a box.
Yeah, but at any rate, you do need to get registered for the SOC Summit because I think the max we can technically handle is 5,000, and we're gonna hit that. So I'm really excited. Like the registrations are fantastic for the SOC Summit. So it just shows. I guess it shows that security is not dead. Who knew? Huh.
I really gotta do those slides.
I had my agent sign up for like 3 slots. So
Nice.
Wait, really?
Make sure they all
Wait,
sign up
what?
for my workshop too.
Dude, I can't wait to read about. I can't wait to read about it on openclaw.sketchywebsite.gov or whatever you're going to link to.
It's like, Ralph,
Did your
where
Clawbot
did your
family
agents get a
register already
credit
for you?
card to use to
yes,
register?
exactly.
Yes, my AI generated family will be all there.
No, actually, I just asked them to find a coupon code that would work. So
Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh no. All right. Any other final articles? I mean, I think
we're
we
good.
covered it. I feel like we're good. Bronwyn posted an article, but I can't click it. It appears to be a fish. So good job, Bronwyn. I clicked
Oh,
it.
Brandon.
Hey, blame Brian. Don't blame me. Blame Brian.
you wanna-
It's an Australian
No one
one.
can blame
This is
Brian.
more AI than it
look
is
at him.
security, but Hank Green did a video
okay.
about this.
What is this? Someone made a
Supposedly,
vaccine for their.
researcher a guy in
Read about
Australia made a cancer vaccine to save his dying dog using AI, supposedly.
Okay, explain. There's so many
I don't
steps.
believe
Maybe
No.
just
any
watch
of that.
that.
Let's
Maybe just
way
watch the
outside.
Hank.
No.
Review
Here,
of
I got a 10-minute YouTube
This is
video
out of
that
scope.
explains
It's out
it.
of scope. We're calling this out of scope.
They want us to
gonna
talk
need a
about it.
change
Don't
order
fall
for
for it.
It's out of scope. This can't be real. I don't have any CRISPR printers in my house. I don't know about you guys.
No, so I guess it was real. I guess it just made the cancer like size smaller, so it wasn't like a cure, and it was just it was just kind of using this tech to do from a science democratizing.
This weird trick.
Yeah,
this is a really weird. This is like a really dark joke, but the reality is, I feel like we're gonna cross a point where AI is just gonna say, "No, we deleted the problem." Like you go, remove yourself from the world, right? Like we actually have
removed all parts of you that had problems.
Yeah, right. Like that's my concern. That's I think most
your liver was failing, so we decided to rebuild it. Just like it's this.
I deleted that database for you. Like. Do we really trust that AI understands like how a live thing cannot just be recreated like a production database that it dropped? Like, do we really think it understands that?
Well, how many times have we covered the fact that artificial intelligence isn't really intelligent?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Bronwyn's been saying this bubble's gonna pop for the past like 3 years now, and it still hasn't popped yet. So
it's coming.
I have not been saying it's gonna pop in 3 years.
It's coming. She has
3 months, maybe.
She's been our AI advocate at BHIS. Wade, you.
Hey, I've been to multiple AI Bronwyn talks. All right, I'm probably one of the few.
Wade has a home organizer dashboard thingy now that he's going to sell to.
Wait, now you're bringing shit to pre-show in. That's sacrosanct, Aiden.
Wait,
all right, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Let's bring up. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week.